What are the amazing properties of quartz crystals? Welcome today to episode 34, properties in our Crystal Vibes series this month in April on the Wildflower Woo Woo Show. I'm Michelle Wildflower. I am the host and facilitator for the Women's Empowerment and Spiritual Awakening Retreats. I'm also the director of studies at our new school, Nature's Mystery School of Metaphysics. I've been a rock hound for about 30 years now. I just love digging crystals. There's something to be said for that feeling when you're the first person to have ever touched this crystal, like ever since it formed. And so that's why we decided to have our Rock Hounds crystal digging retreat, because we already host retreats, and if we could go rock hounding with like-minded folks, that would be even better, right? So we actually have one coming up in April, but we'll talk more about that later. So like I said, the feeling when you dig up a crystal and you're the first person to have ever seen it is hard to explain. I guess incredible will just be the word that I use. And usually when I show them to people, they can't believe that I found it. And so that's why we wanted to have the retreats. And we've dug crystals in New York and Arkansas. In New York, you dig Herkimer diamonds, and in Arkansas, they're quartz crystals. And even though they're all quartz crystals, they are very different, from their structure, their color, their clarity, their size, shape. The soil or clay that you find them in, like everything is very different. It's really cool to see that they're all quartz and they're all made of the same oxygen and silica, but it's just cool to see the different ways that it forms. And I don't know, have you ever gone crystal digging and found crystals? You can type a C in the comment if you've ever had the joy of rock hounding and crystal digging. So first of all, I did want to talk about properties, but there's so many that it would be hard we would be here for more than all day, right? We would be here for like weeks if we were just going to talk about all the properties. So today I'm going to limit it to 3 that I think will actually help you on an everyday basis that you could use. And in the realm of metaphysics and alternative healing practices, quartz crystals are known to have abilities to affect us on energetic levels, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally as well. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't really matter where they're from. They could be, from anywhere, and it doesn't really matter if they're a perfect crystal. If they're quartz, then they will carry the energy that quartz has. So if all you had was a crystal chip or something like that, it doesn't matter. You could still use it and work with it in the same way that as if you had, like a really beautiful crystal like this one. If yours wasn't nearly as beautiful or, perfect in every way, that would be fine. It wouldn't matter. You could still use it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just the energy of the crystal, right? Now, not only does quartz have its own properties, but also if you look at the shape of the crystal and how many sides are on the face, like it'll have many faces on it. If you look at how many sides are on the faces, that can be a good indication and give you an idea and differentiates it another way and specifies its properties even more. And we're actually having a class all out crystal shapes and which ones are the best to meditate with on April 12th. If that's something you're interested in, you can go sign up. The event is up on our Facebook page. And that's April 12th at 5:30 p.m. We'd love to have you join us for that. And you can learn the different crystal shapes. Some are generators, some are transmitters, some are, we'll talk about that. We're talking about properties right now, right? Okay, so some commonly attributed metaphysical properties that are given to quartz crystals are energy cleansing. So they're thought to have the ability to cleanse negative energies, either from an environment, from other stones, or from yourself. So they're often used to purify spaces and recharge other crystals. You could actually do like a crystal smudging where you put crystals on different corners of your room, and it can help to purify the room and cleanse it and remove any kind of negative energies. You could carry them in your pocket, and that would be a good way to kind of cleanse your frequency and make sure that you're not carrying any kind of negative energies or anything like that around with you. And, you know, or like, say if you had a confrontation or something. Sorry, I feel like I put on this sweater and it gave me like all this static thing. So it might make you feel like after a confrontation, if you just had, you know, like an undesirable experience with someone, then you could carry a quartz crystal around with you, and it could kind of help to cleanse your energy and remove any negative energy that might have just kind of be clinging to you, you know what I mean? The second way is they're great for chakra balancing and aligning. So different types of quartz crystals, you can work with specific chakras, and each crystal is associated with a different chakra. And but really you could use one, you know what I mean? And just usually clear quartz crystals are associated with your crown chakra, but you could just use one, and if you were holding it and working with it, then it could cleanse all your chakras because it has that balancing effect on all of them. So it helps to align them and balance them. And if you're interested in learning ways that you can work with them, that would be in our next class that's on Friday, April 12th at 5:30, to learn the ways that you can meditate with those specific shapes. You know how like they say rose quartz is good for your heart chakra. Sometimes they might say aventurine too. But so different quartz colors are associated with different specific chakras. But like I said, if all you had was a clear one, that would be fine. You could always use that, because remember, it always comes down to your intention, right? That's what it all comes down to, is our intention and what we're setting out that we're going to do. It doesn't really matter what you read in books or what this says or what that says. If you set your intention and you let your intuition flow, and you're connecting with your higher self, then there will be magic, trust me, right? So type M in the comments if you can relate. So protection is another way that you can use quartz crystals in your everyday life. That was the third one that I wanted to talk about. And they're often used for spiritual protection and shielding against negative energies and psychic attacks. So when we were talking about confrontation, if you actually knew that you were going to be going into some kind of confrontation or conflict or uncomfortable situation, maybe a breakup or something like that, then you could actually carry a quartz crystal with you in your pocket or wear it as jewelry or something like that. And it could actually help to kind of protect you, put a little space around you so that those negative influences or, you know, conflicting vibes can't reach through, penetrate, and get to you. So those are 3 ways that you can use quartz crystals in your everyday life to help you in their benefits and properties. We'll go over them again. The first one is by energy cleansing, so they can cleanse your energy and the rooms around you, your other crystals. The second way is by balancing your chakras. And the third way is as protection. So if you know that you're going into some kind of conflict or confrontation or something like that, something uncomfortable that you know you're gonna have to do, you could bring quartz crystals in with you, and it might actually help to alleviate some of that stress for you and put a little protective shield around you. And remember, we're not going to be having any show for the next couple of weeks because we'll actually be at our Rock Hounds Crystal Digging Retreat. That's April 18th through the 22nd in Arkansas. And we actually were going to be closing the doors today, but we had a couple of cancellations. So the doors are going to stay open for any last minute signups. And we've extended our 20% off sale as well, because it wouldn't be fair if everybody else got the 20% off and then the last minute people who just found out about it and decided to join us didn't get that benefit as well. So we've extended the sale, And we would love to have you join us. You can go on naturesmysteries.com to reserve your space. And like I said, if you want to sign up for that other class, you'll find that too. And we thank you so much for joining us today and learning about the amazing properties of quartz crystals and how they can help you in your everyday life. Take care.